Free college football picks. This is week 9, part 2. I'm Tony T with our college football pick show here for Tuesday. Now, if you're looking for the Tuesday games, we shot a separate video for this. For this one, we're going to give you 10 games from college football for Saturday. We do them in parts to get them all through. We'll have 10, as we said. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports like NBA, like Major League Baseball, NHL, NFL, and more, with lots of live shows, with lots of cappers giving out plays, making it a great time to subscribe. And also, if you would, support our channel with that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Then visit Tony'sPicks.com. We're a multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers. Get signed up to our long-term passes. Hot cappers like Ramon Scott, Joseph Schultz for the year, Hollywood Sam, who's been on fire as well, probably putting up good numbers. You'll find our latest print picks here, center of the page, as well as our best bets, our $15 premium, multi-packs as well, props offering great value. You may also purchase our plays a la carte from that pick ticker with team versus team information. And you can save 20% off all premium pick packages when you use the promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access our page by clicking the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, get signed up. Always love to hear from you guys, so post your picks in the comments. We are looking for cappers, so apply on that home page. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get this one started. All right, Western Michigan and Eastern Michigan in college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Western Michigan fell to 2-6 after a 20-17 road defeat at the Ohio Bobcats. Broncos rushed for 79 yards on 22 carries. They surrendered 185 yards on the ground of the Bobcats with 275 passing on 39 attempts. Hayden Wolf, 30 of 42 passing for 290 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged 6.9 yards per pass attempt and had a rushing touchdown. Eastern Michigan 4-4 after their 20-13 road defeat at Northern Illinois. Eagles rushed for 106 yards for 3.1 yards per attempt. They allowed 116 yards rushing to NIU with 173 passing on 34 attempts. Eagles had a -2 turnover margin. Austin Smith completed 14 of 26 passes for 151 yards with 2 interceptions. He averaged 5.8 yards per pass attempt. Eagles are efficient in pass defense. They hold opponents to just 55% completion rate and 6.2 yards per pass attempt. Broncos are inefficient with their passing game. Western Michigan, 113th in the nation here in yards allowed per play at 6.2 yards, and they give up big plays in the passing game. EMU 4-0 straight up at home. Play here, Eastern Michigan plus the 2. Clemson and NC State college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Clemson fell to 4-3 after a 28-20 road defeat, and this one was in double overtime to Miami. Tigers rushed for only 31 yards on 34 attempts. They surrendered 211 yards rushing to the Hurricanes with 151 passing on 33 attempts. Clemson had a -2 turnover margin. Cade Klubnik hit 18 of 34 passes for 314 yards with 2 touchdowns and an interception. He averaged 9.2 yards per pass attempt and was sacked 5 times. NC State drops a 4-3 with a 24-3 road defeat at the Duke Blue Devils. Wolfpack rushed for 112 yards on 30 carries. They surrendered 194 yards rushing to Duke with 107 passing on 12 attempts. MJ Morris completed 24 of 40 passes for 193 yards and an interception. He averaged 4.8 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 38 yards. The Wolfpack are struggling with giving up big plays in the passing game by allowing 13.5 yards per completion, 7.6 yards per pass attempt. Clemson in conference putting up 383 yards a game. Play here, Clemson and NC State to go over 43.5. Memphis and North Texas college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Memphis improved to 5-2 after a 45-21 road win at UAB Blazers. Tigers rushed for 193 yards on 43 attempts. They did allow 208 yards on the ground of the Blazers with 173 passing on 28 attempts. Memphis had a +4 turnover margin. Seth Hennigan hit 19 of 28 passes for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 5.7 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 36 yards. North Texas fell to 3-4, a 35-28 road defeat at Tulane. Mean Green rushed for 83 yards for 3.5 yards per rush. They surrendered 245 yards rushing to the Green Wave with 194 passing on 21 attempts. Chandler Rogers, 35 of 51 for 343 yards with 2 touchdowns. He averaged 6.7 yards per pass attempt. North Texas fell behind 21-zip after one quarter, but fought back to tie the game at 28-28 in the fourth. Memphis has an efficient passing game, running for 4.4 yards per rush. North Texas' poor defensive team giving up 5.6 yards per rush, sitting 132nd in the nation, which should allow Memphis the opportunity for big plays downfield in the passing game. Memphis defense holds teams to 7.2 yards per pass attempt and only 4.4 yards per rush. Play here Memphis -7. BYU versus Texas college football pick. This one here on Saturday. BYU improved to 5-2, a 27-14 home victory to Texas Tech. Cougars rushed for 150 yards for 5 yards a carry. They allowed 153 yards rushing to the Red Raiders with 236 passing on 37 attempts. BYU had a +4 turnover margin. Keenan Slovis completed 15 of 27 for 127 yards, 2 touchdowns. He averaged 4.7 yards per pass attempt. Texas 6-1, a 31-24 road victory over the Houston Cougars. Longhorns rushed for 143 yards on 35 carries. They limited the Cougars to 14 rushing yards with 378 passing on 46 attempts. Texas had a +2 turnover margin. Quinn Ewers is questionable with a shoulder injury. Malik Murphy entered the final quarter for Ewers, hit 1 of 2 passes for 7 yards in his career in 3 mop-up appearances. He hit 4 of 8 passes for 47 yards, averaging 5.9 yards per pass attempt. BYU is 124th in total offense, averaging 302 yards a game. They're running for only 2.8 yards a carry and inefficient with their passing game. Longhorns defend well, allowing teams 333 yards a game. Their running game produces 4.7 yards a carry, and they're efficient in the passing game. Murphy gets to work with the first team this week. Double-digit losses for BYU in both the road Big 12 games at TCU and at Kansas. Past 3 games, Cougars are allowing 490 yards a game. Play here Texas -17.5. Miami, Ohio, and Ohio college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Miami, Ohio fell to 6-2, a 21-17 home defeat to Toledo Rockets. Redhawks rushed for 97 yards on 28 carries. They allowed 158 yards rushing to the Rockets with 160 passing on 28 attempts. It was a -2 turnover margin for Miami, Ohio. Avion Smith goes 3 of 7 for 23 yards with 3.3 yards per pass attempt. Brett Gabbert has an injured ankle. Ohio improved to 6-2, a 20-17 home victory to Western Michigan. Bobcats rushed for 185 yards. They limited the Broncos to 79 yards rushing, but 290 passing on 42 attempts. Curtis Work goes 24 of 39 passes for 275 yards with a touchdown. He averaged 7.1 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 33 yards. Quarterback situation is a concern for the Redhawks against this good Ohio defense. Bobcats are holding MAC teams to 278 yards a game. Miami, Ohio defense has performed well in MAC play, holding opponents at 11 points a game and 242 yards. Play here Miami, Ohio, and Ohio under 40. Michigan State and Minnesota college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Michigan State fell to 2-5 after their 49-0 home defeat to Michigan Wolverines. Spartans rushed for 57 yards on 28 carries. They allowed 120 yards rushing to the Wolverines with 357 passing on 35 attempts. Michigan State had a -2 turnover margin. Kane Hauser hits 12 of 22 passes for 101 yards with an interception. He rushed for 4.6 yards per pass attempt. Minnesota improved to 4-3 after their 12-10 road win in Iowa. Golden Gophers rushed for 113 yards on 45 carries. They limited the Hawkeyes to 11 rushing yards with 116 passing on 28 attempts. Iowa had a -3 turnover margin. Ethan Kalakmanis, 10 of 25 passes for 126 yards. He averaged 5 yards per pass attempt. Minnesota sits 133rd in the nation in total offense, averaging 303 yards a game. This is an extremely inefficient passing team that ranks near the bottom of college football in accuracy and yards per attempt. Golden Gophers are a below-average rushing team, 4.2 yards a carry. Michigan State does a good job of defending the run by allowing 3.5 yards a carry. Play here Michigan State +7. Oregon versus Utah college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Oregon improved to 6-1 after a 38-24 home victory to Washington State. Ducks rushed for 248 yards. They limited the Cougars to under 3 yards per rush with 438 yards passing on 49 attempts. Bo Nix, 18-25 passing for 293 yards with 2 touchdowns. He averaged 11.7 yards per pass attempt and had a rushing touchdown. Utah improved to 6-1 after a 34-32 road win at USC. Utes rushed for 247 yards. They had 145 yards on the ground of the Trojans with 256 passing yards on 35 attempts. Bryson Barnes, 14-23 passes for 235 yards with 3 touchdowns and an interception. He averaged 10.2 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 57 yards and a touchdown. Barnes' improvement the key here for Utah's offense. Oregon in conference play is averaging 528 yards a game with 39 points. Nick's mobility will help against this Utah defense, as well as 79% completion rate. Ducks do rush for 6.8 yards a carry. Play here Oregon, Utah over 49. Mississippi State and Auburn college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Mississippi State improved to 4-3 with their 7-3 road win at Arkansas. The Bulldogs rushed for 120 yards on 36 attempts. They held the Razorbacks to under 3 yards per carry with 97 passing yards on 31 attempts. Will Rogers had an arm injury, missed the game. He is questionable for Saturday. Mike Wright completed 8 of 12 passes for 85 yards with a touchdown and interception. He allowed 7.1 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 60 yards. Auburn fell to 3-4, a 28-21 home defeat to Ole Miss. The Tigers rushed for 153 yards. They surrendered 223 yards rushing to the Rebels with 202 passing on 18 attempts. Each team committed 2 turnovers. Peyton Thorne goes 9-13 for 100 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged 7.7 yards per pass attempt and rushed for 34 yards. Quarterback situation for the Bulldogs is a concern. Tigers run well, averaging 4.7 yards a carry and are high-volume rushing team. Back-to-back road games for Mississippi State. They are 1-3 in the SEC and average only 296 yards a game in conference play here. Auburn minus 6.5. East Carolina and UTSA college football pick for Saturday. East Carolina fell to 1-6 with their 10-7 home defeat to Charlotte. Pirates rushed in the game for 39 yards on 19 carries. They allowed 184 yards rushing to the 49ers with 144 passing on 18 attempts. ECU had a +2 turnover margin. Alex Finn, 11 of 18 passes for 69 yards and a touchdown. He averaged 3.8 yards per pass attempt. UTSA improved to 4-3, a 36-10 road win at FAU. Roadrunners rushed for 176 yards. They limited the Owls to under 1 yard per carry on the ground and 142 passing on 34 attempts. Roadrunners had 5 quarterback sacks. UTSA had 3 turnovers and took 2 away from FAU. Frank Harris completed 26 of 35 passes for 261 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. He averaged 7.5 yards per pass attempt. Frank Harris is getting back into his pass form after a shaky start. UTSA in conference is averaging 42 points and 431 yards a game. They are giving up 356 yards to opponents. Now on the road, the Pirates are surrendering 32 points and 384 yards a game. Play here East Carolina and UTSA to go over 48. Virginia and Miami college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Virginia improved to 2-5, a 31-27 road win at North Carolina. The Cavaliers rushed for 228 yards. They allowed 143 yards rushing to the Tar Heels with 347 passing on 48 attempts. Tony Muskett, he goes 20 of 30 passing for 208 yards with a touchdown and interception. He averaged 6.9 yards per pass attempt. He rushed for 66 yards. Miami improved to 5-2, a 28-20 home victory to Clemson Tigers in double overtime. Hurricanes rushed for 211 yards. They limited the Tigers to under 1 yard per rush with 314 passing on 34 attempts. Miami had a +1 turnover margin. Tyler Van Dyke is expected to play here on Saturday and missed the Clemson game due to leg injury. Van Dyke has completed 70% of his passes with 9.4 yards per pass attempt. Hurricanes defense 22nd in the nation as they limit opponents to 2.7 yards per rush and only 54% completions. Cavaliers are a poor running team that averages 3 yards a carry. Virginia is above average defending the pass. The play here will be Virginia and Miami to go under total here of 47.5 points. All right, that was our college football pick show, week 9, part 2. We're going to get them all done here. We should have them done by Thursday for the Saturday games. And of course, if you're looking for the Tuesday games, we shot a separate video for those. These were 10 games for Saturday for week 9. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free college football picks updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports like NFL, NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball. Lots of live shows with lots of cappers giving out plays over our network, making it a great time to subscribe. And also, if you would support our channel with that like, that thumbs up. And remember to visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com, for our best plays. Our premium picks are there. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save that 20% off. All right, we'll have live picks, live shows throughout the day. More free picks from us as well. Tony T, talk to you guys later.